Hey, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and welcome to the channel. I am here with a collaboration video. So I am here with Jackal Gold Kick, and we are going to name actors that we would like to see in movies together. Now, what we've done for this collaboration video, we have decided to name a list of 3 pairs of actors that we would like to see in films together. So without further ado, I think I'll go ahead and let Jackal Gold Kick go first. So take it away, Jackal Gold Kick.
What's up, YouTube? It's Jackal Gold Kick, and I'm here with Zach D Productions, and we're going to be doing a collaboration video talking about 3 actors we would like to see work together in a movie. So 3 choices from both of us, but in 3 choices are going to be 2 actors that we both like, that we would like to see work together in a movie. So let's get started with this collaboration video. So my number 3 choice is going to be Gerard Butler and Liam Neeson. I think Gerard Butler and Liam Neeson would be pretty cool to see together in a movie. I think they're both really good actors. I think they really excel at the action genre, and they've made some really good movies. And they're some of the action stars I pay attention to nowadays when it comes to more modern or newer films. Like Plane with Gerard Butler, I thought was really good. I like his, I think it was Olympus Has Fallen, or one of those films where he's at the White House. And then Liam Neeson, of course, he had Taken, he had Nonstop, The Commuter, and I think Gerard Butler and Liam Neeson would be a really cool pairing with each other. I think they would do something really well. They could either team up, or you could have Gerard Butler as the hero and then Liam Neeson plays the villain, or you could have Gerard Butler as the villain and Liam Neeson plays the hero. Either or, I think Liam Neeson and Gerard Butler would work pretty well together in a movie, and I would definitely like to see that. I think it would be really cool, especially since I feel like they're some of the better action stars we have of the nowadays era of movies with the action genre. So that's my number 3 choice.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of both those guys myself, Liam Neeson and Gerard Butler. I too would like to see a film with them together. I do like a lot of the stuff that I have seen them in. All right, so for my 3rd choice for the 2 actors that I would like to see in a film together, I'm going to have to go with Keanu Reeves and Denzel Washington. And I think these 2 would work together really well, especially considering with Keanu Reeves, you have John Wick, and then with Denzel, you had the Equalizer films. So if they did a film similar to those films together, I think that that would work really well. And, you know, maybe they could be a team, or one of them can play the hero and the other can play the bad guy. Maybe either Keanu Reeves can play the hero and Denzel plays the bad guy, or vice versa, Denzel plays the good guy and Keanu plays the villain. And I think Keanu definitely plays a villain decently, especially if you have seen the movie with him, Man of Tai Chi, which I think is a really underrated martial arts movie. I think he was a decent villain in that movie. And I believe Denzel Washington was also the villain in Training Day. Yeah, all in all, both great actors. I would like to see these 2 work together in a film.
My number 2 choice is going to be Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson. I really think these 2 should work together and do a movie together because they're both phenomenal actors. And apparently, Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson are really good friends with each other, but they haven't done a movie together yet. And I think that's a real shame. I think Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson should do a movie together because they both have a really good track record and they are both phenomenal actors. You know, with Denzel Washington, his movies, he has a really good track record. I'm a big fan of his. Love him in Training Day. It's my favorite performance of his. He killed it as Alonzo, showed he could play a villain character. And then you have good movies like the one with Tom Hanks, Philadelphia, you know, what was it called? Crimson Tide with Gene Hackman. You know, he has a lot of good movies. He has a really good actor. And then Samuel Jackson, he's a great actor as well. You know, Pulp Fiction, he was great in that. I liked him in this movie, I think it was called Freedom Land or something. Ironically, his character was called Alonzo in that too, much like Training Day, how Denzel's character was called Alonzo. He was good in that. I liked him in, I think it was called Unbreakable. Yeah, Unbreakable's a good film, but that's not the one I was thinking of that he was in. I forgot what it was, but it's like he's torturing somebody who is withholding information. He's great in that movie with Tommy Lee Jones where they're having like a conversation in the hotel room or something like that. And then, you know, he has a lot of good movies, but I think Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson, I think they'd work really well together because they're both really good actors. They have range. They can do a lot of different kinds of films, and they're just both phenomenal quality actors. And I think if you got a movie with Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson together, you would have a masterpiece on your hands. You would have a great film, and you would have two great actors leading a movie. Not sure what kind of movie it could be, if it would be like a drama or like a thriller, or if it would be like an action film or a horror film. A horror film would be cool because Denzel don't really do a whole lot of horror films. Samuel Jackson has done some, but either way, that's my number two choice. Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson. I think it would make a lot of sense to put them both in a movie because I think they would really work really well, and we would get a masterpiece, that's for sure.
Very cool. So for my second choice, I'm going to have to go with Scott Adkins and Jason Statham. Now, yes, I know that Jason Statham and Scott Adkins were in The Expendables 2 together. I believe they did a fight scene together in that movie, which I thought was really cool, really epic. But I would like to see like a full-length film with these two together in a movie, especially if it's a team-up film. I mean, I'd be okay with like a versus movie as well, like where one goes up against the other, you know. So either way, I think that that would be very cool. I know that Scott Adkins is a martial artist, and I think his fight scenes and the way he choreographs his fight scenes would go very well with Jason Statham's fight scenes because they both choreograph fight scenes very well, I think. And I do think Jason Statham and Scott Adkins are some of today's best action stars, to be perfectly honest. And Scott Adkins, I actually do think is an underrated actor. I mean, if you're definitely not a fan of his work or haven't seen anything of his, I would definitely check out both the Ninja movies, Hard Target 2, Savage Dog, Castle Falls, just to name a few. But yeah, I love Scott Adkins, great actor. I definitely like the majority of the stuff that I have seen him in. Not all his films are great, some are kind of but I do like the majority of his stuff overall, and he is a great actor. And Jason Statham, of course, you can't go wrong with. The Transporter is probably my favorite Jason Statham movie, so yeah, I would definitely like to see these two in a film together.
So my number one choice is going to be Richard Gere and Michael Douglas. I'm a big fan of Richard Gere and Michael Douglas. I've always wanted to see these two work together. And I think Richard Gere and Michael Douglas would work really well together in a movie because they have some similarities to each other. Like Richard Gere, he's done a lot of movies where he's like kind of a pretty boy, and he did like romance type films. Same thing with Michael Douglas, and they were both huge stars back in like 80s and 90s. And then they've also kind of done action films. I just feel like they have some similarities with each other, and I think it would make a lot of sense to see Michael Douglas and Richard Gere in the same film. I think it would just make a lot of sense in my opinion. You know, Michael Douglas has had great films like Fatal Attraction, the one with Viggo Mortensen, I can't remember the title, but that was a good one. Romancing the Stone, the first one, I seen that, that was good. What was the other one he did? Falling Down, that's my favorite by Michael Douglas. That made me fall in love with Michael Douglas as an actor. I love Falling Down, that is a classic film. You know, and then Richard Gere, he's got, you know, Brooklyn's Finest. I loved him in Brooklyn's Finest. I love Hachi. It's a great dog film with Richard Gere. I love, what was the other movie he did? No Mercy with Kim Basinger. That was kind of an action film mixed with romance. You know, I think these two would work well together. They could either do like a thriller film, you know, where they're like enemies with each other, or they could do an action film where they're teaming up, buddy cop film where they're teaming up, or one of them's a villain, one of them's a hero. Maybe they could do a comedy together. Maybe they could just do like a drama together. Or, you know, whatever type of movie they could think of for these two. I would say either like a thriller, you know, something like maybe, what's those movies? Like, you know, I'm trying to think, Domestic Disturbance, you know, it's not clicking in my head at the moment, but those kind of thriller films where there's like a stalker and the people, like there's main characters that are dealing with a stalker and they don't really know what to make of the person. They end up being evil. They could do that kind of film with Michael Douglas and Richard Gere, or they could do like I said, buddy cop film, or, you know, drama or something like that, or horror film or comedy. But I would say a thriller would probably be your best bet. A thriller, maybe throw romance in there, I don't know, but that would be my number one choice. I like Richard Gere, I like Michael Douglas, and I always felt like they have some similarities to each other, and I think it would make a lot of sense to see them two work together in a movie, and I would definitely love to see it. I think it would be really cool, honestly. So, yeah, that's it for my list for this collab video about 3 actors I would like to see work with in this collab with me and Zach D Productions. That's all I have to say on my part for this collab video. Let us know in the comments what actors you would like to see work together. That's all I gotta say for my part. Peace.
Sounds good. So my number one choice, I decided to go with, once again, Jason Statham and Donnie Yen. Now, I don't think that these two were ever in a film together, so I would definitely like to see that happen. Now, I know that Donnie Yen, he doesn't really do a lot of films in the West. He mostly sticks to the Hong Kong scene of film and action and martial arts, which I do like a lot of that stuff, but I don't know. I just think it would be really cool if Donnie Yen got together with Jason Statham and did a film together. I would be very curious to see what the chemistry between these characters would look like on screen with these two in a movie. And again, you know, it could be one of those things where one plays the villain and the other plays the hero, but, you know, very rarely do Donnie Yen or Jason Statham play the villain, but I guess anything is possible. But I would like to see a team-up movie with these two especially. So Jason Statham and Donnie Yen, I definitely would like to see these two work together in a movie. And I think the way that they do their fight scenes is something that I think would be kind of unique to see, especially considering Donnie Yen's style of martial arts and everything. So yeah, Donnie Yen, great actor, great martial artist. So yeah, and of course, again, I do like Jason Statham a lot. Would definitely like to see these two in a movie together. All right, guys, so that's about it. Thank you, Jackal Gold Kick, for featuring on the channel for this collab. So let me know what you guys think. Are there any actors that you guys would like to see in a film together? And if there are any, feel free to let us know. So on that note, thank you for watching. Have a good one.